Hey everybody, welcome back to the Spinner Rack. I'm here with my boys, Petey and Kyle. What's rocking, Petey? What are we talking about in terms of Spider-Man No Way Home?
Well, Kevin Feige, the crafty Feige that he is, said he is not releasing a preview for this. You're just gonna go to the movie and experience it. Because he doesn't want anything spoiled.
You gotta be out of your goonie.
They don't want to spoil anything.
That's not, no, get out of here.
I'm saying, you hear me complain about Marvel all the time, and I am totally for it because I watch a lot of movies where I just look at the poster and say, am I going to watch it or not? Because I figure out too much of the movie. So this alleviates that. This says you go in blind. Go in, take it for what it's worth. You're a fan of the other two Spider-Mans, you can trust that Spider-Man will at least be in it. That's what it is.
Kevin Feige is treating his audience with contempt. Complete and utter contempt.
That's how I watch my movies at home. I just watch them cold, no trailer. And I don't figure them out. I figure them out when I watch the trailers.
I think you guys are both off here. Kevin Feige, first of all, does not own or control the Spider-Man character in the TV movies. That is Sony. I don't think Sony is going to say we're not going to do a trailer. You know, he may say we shouldn't, but Feige is not the one who makes that call. All right. So I think, and especially as you've seen the amount of trailers that have been dropping for Venom, I don't think we're going to have that happening.
Oh, keep going. Keep going. I'm here listening.
I just said it, bruh. So I think you clearly are off the game, bruh. Okay? There will be a trailer. I don't know where you got this out of left field. You and Cal thinking that there's going to be something different than what's actually going to happen. Bruh. Okay?
Kevin Feige, they're treating their audience with contempt. They're not even giving them a trailer so they can assess whether or not they want to go and see this movie. They're just like, hey, you went for the first one. You went for the second one. Hey, you. Yeah, you, bitch. I'm in this movie theater over here and plunk down your money like you did last time. I don't got to show you nothing.
I would just say, I'm not saying either you're wrong. I'm not saying either you're wrong. I'm just saying that ultimately, you're a fan of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. You're going to go see it regardless of the trailer. I'm just saying, for me, this ultimately, I can't fault it because I watch movies at home this way. I say, look at the picture, and this not even give you a picture, just giving you a name, so maybe I wouldn't go see it, but because I didn't like the other two. But if you're a fan and if you trusted them on the other two, why not trust them here?
I'm going to say it again. I'm citing this guy from the Hollywood Reporter, Asad Ayaz, where he said, he's a Hollywood Reporter writer, Spider-Man, quote, Spider-Man No Way Home trailer timeline is completely up to Sony. I spell Sony, S-O-N-Y. Sony is absolutely handling the marketing of Spider-Man. Kevin Feige and his team are closely partnering with Sony team on those.
You want to put that up? Hold on. You want to put that up? Let you put that up. Sorry. Let me give you the hosting. So you don't have to just...
My voice...
No, you can keep saying it. You can read it. I'm not saying not, but... Yeah, you can read it, but here, put it up too.
I'll put it up. I don't have a problem with that, bro.
No, read it as you're doing. Put it up too.
No problem. Doubting me.
I'm not doubting you.
Okay, so I'll read a little faster.
It wasn't
the official word on the matter. Asad Ayaz told the Hollywood Reporter that the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer timeline is completely up to Sony. Sony is absolutely handling the marketing for Spider-Man. Kevin Feige and his team are closely partnering with Sony team on those. So there's coordination in that sense, Ayaz said. We also make sure we are aware of who is dropping what when. But we are not working together on the campaign because it's their film. Their film meaning what? Meaning Sony.
Okay, so then we could get
there's a level of coordination to make.
That sounds like we're working with them, but we're not working with them.
Yes.
what this is saying is the trailer's going to drop. Just a question of when. All right, that's what it's basically saying.
What about
Feige
said?
There's no double speak. There's no double speak here. Look, we all know Marvel sold off the crown jewels characters in terms of film characters, right? They gave away Spider-Man. They gave away X-Men.
They didn't give away. It helped kept the company in business. They kept the company in business. Don't say they give it. Everyone talks about it like it was a bad deal. This kept the company in business. I'm saying publishing, and they still get a portion of money from Spider-Man.
Marvel wasn't in the movie business back then, okay? And then the also-rans that they had, which they eventually used, the Avengers, and let's call it the Avengers were the also-ran.
Blade.
Yeah. Blade. Hey, the one that helped to start a lot of this.
Black Lives Matter. Blade.
So like I was saying, that you know, those movies are out of the control of Marvel, such as Sony. So Sony runs it. Marvel decided they wanted to take back the X-Men franchise, so they bought what? Fox. And now they have the X-Men. When they're going to drop it, X-Men and Fantastic Four. When they're going to drop it, who knows? Okay? But that's it, okay?
If you don't even think about saying they're going to drop this movie, because I will cut open the vein in my arm and bleed out. I do not want to say, oh, look, Spider-Man saves the day, and now here's the X-Men. Here's the Fantastic Four. A brand new day. Where did I hear that?
I don't want you to do that. I don't want you. I'll be shocked if you do. And
one thing I want to say to address Petey's point about them giving away everything in the trailer is that they've already made their calculation that people come to see the movie based on the fact that you gave the whole story away. They don't want to go there like, oh, I don't know what this is about, and I spent my money. So they literally, they've already tested this and realized, hey, people will still come and see this movie if you tell them everything this movie is going to be about, even give away every crucial thing, because the only people who really are concerned about that are these, the down the rabbit hole nerds who are like, oh, don't spoil me. I don't want to do this. Most people are like, hey, that looks good. I have an idea what's going to happen. I'll go out and we'll do this at the end of the day. The thing with the trailer, though, Feige's coming out and talking about it. So I didn't hear him come out and say, oh, well, we're not coordinating with that aspect, so I have nothing to say. He's coming out and saying, well, we want to try to do this. So if you're coming out and speaking on it, obviously you got some input. If you don't have any input, you would say, well, we don't have any input on that. So we're waiting, just like everybody else, to see what Sony's going to do. But instead, he's trying to, he's out here, speaking for something that supposedly they don't have anything on. And then two, he's trying to finesse it the same way he was trying to get people to say Shang-Chi, as opposed to Shang-Chi. So, no, he's treating people with contempt. You're not going to show people what they're going to get. That's like walking into a restaurant with no menu.
Well, bro, now everybody uses QR codes, okay? There's no menu, just use your phone, get the QR code.
All right, I'm gonna
also clean and sanitary.
I'm gonna chime in here because I have nothing to correct on those last two things, but I will go back to the trailer thing as far as marketing. And when they do that, Cal was being very nice, where in actual words, in talking about because the mystery in the movie was The Usual Suspects, and the writer was like, if you do this poster, like, this is going to give away the whole movie. And the marketing people said, these people are cretins. You got to hit them over the head with it. And that's where you see, I always go to the movie Changing Lanes, if you remember that movie with Ben Affleck and Sam Jackson, where they basically had every plot point in the movie. Like, everything that happened in there, they gave it to you. I was like saying, well, why would I watch this movie? Now, this is the thing. It's two different things of thinking, and I'm like saying, that's why I said it works for me, but I understand that we all want to see this, but ultimately, the problem I can see why he wouldn't want to do a trailer, because there's been so much buzz about all of the characters in the movie stuff that we're going to see. from the Tobey Maguire, to all these things, possibly the stuff that's in Netflix, all of this stuff that could be in this thing, the Spider-Man movie. That where I can see why he would say, let me hold back as long as we can and let it all be a surprise. Now, I don't think that works for Sony or any sort of movie distribution thing, because trailers are the way you sell the movie to the audience. Even though people fight back when you look at a trailer and you don't like it, and then the nerds say, no, you got to watch the movie. But the trailer's supposed to sell you on basic plot and story, that sort of thing. So, I can.
We call it trailer. It really is. It's a.
Sorry, say it again.
Continue, Petey.
No, what do you say? We call it what? Petey. You said you called it what?
Let's call it what it really is.
Oh, what? I can't hear you.
That's what it is. Let's call it what it is. But we use the word trailer.
You keep cutting.
I said we call them trailer. I said we call them trailers. They're really commercials.
Yeah, you said we call them trailers, but then you said let's call them what they really are. What do we really call them?
You said commercials. Well, how do you keep talking?
You keep lowering the volume when you say this, man. Come on. Why are you messing
around? We call it commercials. Okay, I got it. Yes, yeah. But the commercial, the commercial for it, no, it's like, I don't know. I don't want to get the whole new ball of wax, because ultimately, commercials can get you to buy. It's at least the scenes that are in the trailer are gonna be in the movie, except for Indecent Proposal, where you had the shot where Demi Moore looks down and says, "Bye, bro. I'm going with it, bro." That never happened in the movie, but most of the time you try to push it to be, to get people in there. So that was a little kind of cheap, but ultimately that doesn't make or break the trailer. So that said, yeah, this is many minds of.
Hold on. I'm saying there are 3 reasons he's holding up, why he's holding up.
More reasons than what we already said?
Number 1 is the pandemic. Now that the whole thing, the Delta virus is out, they're like, yo, hold up. Let's not give them too much right now, because we don't know if we have to do this again. That's reason number 1. Reason number 2, Spider-Man is going to be Spider-Man in the middle of the December season, where we're dropping Shang-Chi. We're going to be dropping the Eternals. I think the Avatar is dropping now. And, so these are good reasons, instead of, because, he wants to give space for his movies, Shang-Chi and Eternals, and, so, and then, lastly, I don't know if he's having problems with Sony, because Sony makes the calls on this. This is their movie. Yes, there's coordination, but, that's my thought on that.
I can't believe
him coming out and saying this.
You got some good points. This is the first time outside of your Shang-Chi, all of your points were pretty good. I can't believe it. You really played it straight. Then you cut me with the Shang-Chi though. That's dirty. That was dirty. I got nothing to say else to that.
That wasn't dirty. That was Feige.
Feige, since our resume is in with you, we're not dissing at all. Just pointing out facts. That's all we're doing. Okay.
Is that resume ever going to get looked at? We're always, we're always top of the pile, but we're still here.
Racial. It's racial. Isn't it racial?
To do that. If you're looking at pandemics, there's a racial pandemic, so that's all about it. Nothing else. Apologize, Mr. Feige. These guys don't know how to control themselves.
All right. I think that's it. I'm one person okay with it, 2 against. Notice that I was for what Feige said and you guys against. So I don't know what you're working on.
You don't believe it.
Huh?
You don't believe it. We don't believe it. Cal is 100% as you with me. We don't believe that there's not going to be a trailer. You got to sell the movie. The commercial got to come out.
No, I think these guys would be dumb enough to try to push this movie with no trailer, because this could just be, hey, why don't we try it and see what happens? And you can try it with Spider-Man. You know, you're gonna get people to come out for Spider-Man anyway. So you could try it with Spider-Man. You could try it with a known quantity, or something which is this is pretty much a trilogy, and this is the third part in this whole thing. So you could do it. You couldn't do this with the new film. Nobody would do that. They'd be like, no, we got to try to get people in. We got to give them some. They would have like a blackout trailer, maybe with just something and maybe some sounds, and then eventually you get to see some things. But I could see them going all the way with this at the end of the day. But again, for me, it would be so contemptuous of your audience that you don't show anything. Like, no, I'm just not with that at all. You got to show them something.
This is going to end like Brand New Day. At the end, they're going to clear up everything. The J. Jonah Jameson is not going to know who Spider-Man is. It's all going to be wiped away.
Because if it's all wiped away like Brand New Day, it's going to be wiped away by Mephisto, which means my copy of Silver Surfer #3 is probably going to go for about $1,500 now. Yes, Feige, thank you.
Let's close it out, please.
Loki introduced the multiverse, or you can say the Spider-Verse with Miles Morales introduced the multiverse, and now with Loki opening the door, the possibilities are endless. That's why Feige is the Feige himself.
Can we close this out? I started positive and now I'm out of it.
Sad but true.
Close it.
When you lose, you go into the doldrums. What can I say? Spinner rack.
Out.